single parent. My mother raised me. My father was in the military and came back, and unfortunately he was messed up from the Vietnam War, so his had a bad drug habit. So my mother raised me full time, did everything she could do. She was a great parent.
How was your childhood?
My childhood, for the most part, I could say it was a typical childhood for a black African American male, single parent. I didn't have everything that I wanted, but I had everything that I needed. For the most part, I can't complain. I can say that I never went with I never went without.
And other than your dad's drug addiction, it seems like a pretty
Yeah,
problem for you.
Well, it was a problem at first growing up because every young male needs their father in their life and wants to know where they are. But as I got older, I kind of understood, the psychological problem that he was going through from being so far away from home in the war. So as I got older, I kind of accepted it, and it didn't bother me after probably the age 12 or 13. But before that, it was pretty tough.
And then you got introduced to the pimping game at what age?
I got introduced to the game at first at the age of 19 years old.
And you had role models around that showed you that?
Yeah, for sure. My role models was Kenny Red. He always was the role model that I looked up to, growing up. And also Hamp Banks out of San Francisco, California, Filmo. I looked up to those guys, they always were the person that I seen that was having all the money, had all the beautiful women, and I kind of gravitated to them because them was the role models that I wanted to be like. So I kind of soaked up the game and listened to everything they had to give.
So how did you get your first girl?
I got my first girl at the age of 19 years old, and she was a girl that was in the neighborhood, little pretty little bitch, She was not doing nothing with her life. She just liked to hang out, smoke, drink, and, just be around. She didn't have nothing going on. So, me being a young grasshopper that I was at that point in time in life, I was just fucking on her, And eventually, I seen that she had potential to get some money because she was always willing to have sex with multiple people at the same time. So I introduced her to the game and told her that she trusted and believed in me, that I could show her how to get a whole bunch of money. And from there, I just jumped off the diving board.
And how many girls did you have eventually?
At that point in time?
Yeah.
At that point in time, that was my first girl.
Yeah.
But the most girls I ever had at one time was 4.
Mm-hmm.
All stumped down, straight laced, all one stable, one house.
And how much of the money do you keep?
I keep everything, I don't go half with no bitch. If I'm gonna give half of the money, I'm gonna give her half of my pimping. So guess what? I don't do nothing half. So everything is always profit, no splits. But I definitely make sure they get everything that they need, what they want.
What do they get?
They get everything that they need and that they want in order to continue to get my money. Such as, a vehicle. They need a vehicle so they can go handle their business. All the flyest wardrobe that they, gotta stay fly to catch a trick eye. Some money, in the bank account. They get whatever they need. Something to take care of their family, Whatever they need. If I feel like there's something that is mandatory, it's no problem with getting it. That's why they in the game for.
Have you been in prison time?
Definitely.
What was the prison time for?
Pimping and pandering, living off the earnings, and persuading the witness.
Your girls are what races? Black, white, Hispanic?
At that point in time, the girls I was dealing with, 2 was black and 1 was Mexican.
Mm-hmm. And you had sex with the girls?
For sure, I have sex with the girls. Who else am I gonna have sex with? I'm not gonna go trick my dick off with a bitch or a square hoe that ain't doing nothing for me. If I'm having sex with any girl, it's gonna be the girl that's in my stable, that's in my life, that's making sure daddy got everything they need.
How do you handle a girl when she gets out of line?
I mean, I'm not really with the on hands gorilla pimping type of, that the world look at pimps do. I can use my mouthpiece and I can break her down and make her feel so small. But at the same time, I can make her understand the problems that we're having because of what she's doing. So at the most, I ain't gonna say I've never have put my hands on a bitch. You know what I'm talking about? But for the most part, I just chop them real bad, let them know what they're doing, and make them stand in the corner and put their nose put their nose up against the wall.
Mm-hmm. So what's more important to you, money or love?
Money.
You ever been in love?
I've definitely been in love before. When I was a young grasshopper, high school, adolescent days, I definitely was in love. And I can't say I'm not in love right now with a bitch that go outside every day, who put her freedom on the line, who put her life on the line, that do whatever it takes to make me happy. How can I not love somebody that's doing that? That's genuine love.
The laws have changed since the old days. The penalties are much much harder now.
For sure.
You afraid of ending up in prison again?
Well, and that's why I had to take a step back and, do something else with my life, because right now, I sure don't want to go back to prison over dealing with a female. Back then, it wasn't nothing but a slap on the wrist. Now they talk about human trafficking. You look over and have life over dealing with a prostitute that's been doing this longer than you've been doing it, or better yet, she has a resume of hoeing in 50 states, 50 cases, but they want to blame the man like they brainwashing the bitch to do something. So once they start getting serious like that, and I did that for 60 months, I had to, kick back and do something else, man. It's not worth it no more.
So you're no longer active?
Right now, I'm no longer active. Luckily, I was able to stack up enough money to do what I needed to do in order to take that money and do something positive. That was the reason why I'm in the game, to take illegal chances to get some money so that I could do something legal with the money. So, I was able to money launder and do something a lot smarter now.
Would you specifically look for girls that could steal from guys?
It's more than one way